So actually, speaking of marketers, let's set a baseline when it comes to viewership numbers.
Yeah.
So what type of viewership should marketers expect when running a webinar program, especially maybe if it's something newer,
Yeah.
or maybe they're not as bought into this?
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit of a hard question. So let's start with the empirical evidence that we have at our fingertips. Okay, so in the Webinar Benchmarks Report, which is a survey of over 13,000 webinars, marketing webinars, the numbers look like this in North America. 500 registrants will sign up to view your webinar on average, with just over 200 converting to live viewers. The webinar is almost always recorded and available on demand. And so you get another 25% of that registrant base will show up on demand. These are people that intended to be there, but something came up in their business, they got called into a meeting, they got sick, and when they get the notification that they can access the replay, they will come back and they will view it. So, but these numbers generally hold truest when you have a program in place. Like before the advent of online streaming and television like Netflix on the computer, we used to watch television at set times.
Which is now torture.
I know. But we used to watch a show at Tuesday at 8 o'clock. That was our Tuesday show. And what was death to a television program was when it got moved around in the schedule. If you didn't know where to find it, you weren't going to watch it, and the ratings went down. And so if you look at your webinar program as something that happens sporadically, that you're doing it when you've got something to talk about, it's hard for you to build an audience who's going to look at you as a trusted source for information and keep coming back. So I think that when you look at these numbers and you aspire to hit these numbers of 500 registrants, 200 plus viewers, is that you want to be looking at it as a program. Now, that's not to say that you can't have a successful webinar, right? And there's a lot of things that go into that. We had a webinar that we ran, I think it's 4 years ago now. And it was explaining a partnership that we had just established with On24 out of San Francisco. And in doing so, we baked in the partnership discussion around the future of webinars. Well, that is still on our website, and it's had something like 8,000 views on it. It still works as a tool for our organization to help explain our position in the market.
Well, it's something that's remained relevant. It's not going to change, right?
That's right. It's what we call evergreen content.
There you go.
Okay, and in that, it is relevant. It helps our sales reps explain our story. It helps us, helps our customers understand why they should be working with the streaming network and not with somebody else. And so I would argue that was probably our most successful webinar, even if at the time we weren't getting these types of numbers, nor was it part of a program.